Good evening, welcome to WooTube. My name is Baran Woo, and today, what are we doing today? Well, we're doing two things today, but we're going to start off by playing some Eternal. I've got my Eternal League games today. Going to be playing a pretty new sports list, which I think I've stolen this idea of someone, and I can't remember who. It might have been Hill, so apologies if I don't credit the correct person, but I definitely saw someone playing something like this against me, and I wanted to give it a go. This is a sports deck, and it's kind of leveraging the idea of distributed tracing and exchange of information to swap their like Vacherons, which haven't ticked down yet, or global food for some of our one pointers, or even better, a 0 pointer. We're going to swap it out for domestic sleepers. And I thought this was pretty mean because when I played against it, I got to about 6 points, thought I was doing really well, and then I lost the next turn when they just exchanged all of my agendas. And the reason that we can do this is that we can play Game Changer, which will give us a ton of clicks, assuming that they've stolen some agendas, allowing us to sort of distributed tracing and maybe exchange twice or exchange, archived exchange, those kind of lines going on here. Oh dear, we've got a bot already. I don't know how to get rid of these. Someone please tell me how to like get rid of the bots, because I genuinely don't know how to deal with it. I'm going to see if I can quickly work it out. I assume I probably have to do it from the Restream site. So maybe I'll do this in a new window and hopefully see if I can sort this out. But I've not managed to do this before. I need to ask. No, it's not showing on here. Okay, well, don't go to whatever that. Don't go there. Whatever it is, don't go to it. Just ignore it. Right, let's put a game up. Bam. Full screen. And we probably want to be in that view there. Hey. So we're playing against Silent Arbiter this week, who has played some really interesting stuff already. They posted a couple of their decks the other day. Any preference for that? Not at all. Roll a dice. They're just asking me if I have any preference for what they play. I feel like I definitely can't say that because I know what I'm playing, and I like Eternal's so wild that some decks completely shut down other decks. It's a bit like that. Crim. Okay, Crim is potentially good and potentially risky. They're on Geist, pretty fun. This is so the one thing I'm really worried about with Crim is Aramaron. And Geist has some other ways of dealing with tags. So I have Marlies in the deck to deal with Aramaron. I think I want a slightly different hand, although having some ice for HQ feels decent. But I'm going to try and... Okay, that's like a better ice for HQ to start with. Having a news team early is quite nice. Oh, and we draw a hedge fund. So let's draw once. We can put that on HQ and just play a hedge. Seems absolutely fine. And then we might spam free things out next turn. What have we got? We've got Grant. That's fine. In which case we might just score out before they sort of drain too many credits. They're going to spy camera us. You're going to mad dash wild. A mad dash actually kind of plays into us a fair bit. So that's good. We just gain 2 here, I think. I could draw 2 because I've got things that I'm kind of happy to pitch. I'm going to gain 2 for now. Okay. I think just getting rid of a corporate grant is fine. I need to have at least one agenda so that the exchange plan is on. So like I want to get at least something on the board. Okay, so this is what we're worried about. Aaron Moron is really, really good in this matchup. And unless we have Malia, then we basically instantly lose. So now we are really looking for Malia. Hmm. Okay. None of those are Malias. So let's just go R&D. We can either go R&D again, or we could double ice. Maybe we double ice. We could ice for Spin Doctor and see if they run. This is Eternal. We're going to play 2 Eternal games, and then we're going to jump into some standard stuff. Just because I've got my Eternal League games to sort out. I think I'm kind of tempted to ice up the Spin Doctor to force them to run archives. I mean, they take the news team, they instantly clear the tag, so it's not that great. Maybe we just double ice R&D, because that is where the agendas are right now. We'll throw this out. We can throw out the... I mean, we might throw out the All-Seeing Eye. I'm going to hold on to it just on the off chance that we can, like, get a Malia down. But yeah, it's going to be... Oh my word. Okay, so we are now in, like, a massive amount of trouble in terms of our game plan. It is probably not going to work. We are going to have to, like, score out, which we can do because we have got game changers. We can get a ton of clicks. This is going to be unfortunate. We'll put this in a new remote just so that we can potentially do some stuff. Hopefully they maybe just pop this no free lunch for money and draw. There's like no reason for them, like they're playing against sports. Oh, they have popped it for money and draw. Okay, so that's good. That gives us an option. Now I think they're going to be on no free lunch. I almost want to hide this news team. I think I do want to hide the news team. Are they going to be on Turtle? Maybe. I think just the hedge fund is fine for now. Peddler. Another thing that could hold another no free lunch at any one point. Okay. No, that could be. Is there a chance? Yeah, I mean, this is good. Like, if they do turn out to be like on Turtle, so let's draw once. Okay. Well, we're making a server, I guess. This is. I have 6 ice in this deck, and we have drawn like. We have drawn 5 out of 6 ice. So, yeah. Not really the game plan which it was intending. We'd quite like to find an Estelle Moons, but then I also then need stuff to put out with Estelle Moons. And my hand's actually getting quite awkward now. Okay, we have our potential game plan. So Malia is hopefully going to blank the Aaron Moron at some point. The plan here is for us to play Game Changer to get a ton of clicks, Distributed Tracing to give them a tag, and then we're going to play Exchange of Information, which is in here somewhere, to swap some of our like Tiny agendas. Whoa, what happened there? Weird. I can give them a point. For big agendas. Do I want to put this down? Yeah, sure. Unfortunately, this might give away the. I'd have loved to hold Vermalia in hand because it's really important. This might give away the fact that we're on a tag pan, which means that they might look after their tag protection a little bit more, and they have tag protection. They also have crowdfundings going on. Okay, they're taking 2 tags. And leaving the news team. Makes sense. Oh, they've got flip switches as well. So they've got flip switches. Okay, flip switches are fine. They can't use them on our turn. The Aramaron and the no free lunches are big problems for me. I'm not on a kill plan. There is 0 kill in here. Is purely like an exchange of information kind of. They are playing Crescentius. D-Red's a piece of ice. That's fine. None of our ice is particularly expensive. Okay. So we might have to just score out this project back or like force them to steal it. But we need to find an exchange of information first. So we'll draw once, we'll draw again. It's awkward. No, maybe it's not awkward. So here, next turn, we can like res Vermalia and trash the Maron with the all-seeing eye. But maybe we want to feed them the domestic sleepers. We kind of want to score the domestic sleepers so we can swap a 0 Costa. Our hand's like so clogged right now. I think I should be feeding them the Vacheron, but can't really afford to do that yet. I think the game changer has to go. I really don't want to throw away our other copy of Malia, but like I might have to. If they manage to trash this one, then we're pretty much doomed. I think keeping the archived is probably better. So if they run this, we can tag them. Okay, they're on a Faust build. This is kind of fine because they're going to use this to take tags. It's worth. I guess it's worth Resin to Vanilla. Like, they can use the Crescentius on it, it does nothing. They can break it for no money, but that's fine. Can we duck any of this? We can't. Oh, and they can't break the Turing. So Turing's really good here. They are going to sap 5 of our credits, which is quite a lot. And they might just run back again. Okay, I was going to say also, if they don't clear both of them, then we might res Vermalia. Okay, Luminal is great, because next turn we could just score this out. We're going to do this and take 2. Architect costs them 3 cards, which is not that much. Ugh, okay, this is getting awkward. We now can't afford to do the nonsense anymore. But they're also probably going to just clear both tags here, which is something. Well, we can res a vanilla. Okay, so this is interesting. So we've only got one click left. We could res Malia, take a credit, all-seeing eye. It worries me that they de-res this because it might mean that they're playing some nonsense. Can't quite afford to res for touring, unfortunately, even if we take 2, but we are going to gain 2. Although drawing, yeah, because we need the money. Let's see if they action. Hopefully, did I do that in time? Oh, 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 I'm dumb. I thought you still had to. Well, um, we don't have enough money here to do what we need to do. Oh, I think we just threw the game. I think we just absolutely threw the game. We threw it out the window because they're gonna. I guess they can't get in here. Is the only good thing about this. Hmm. I think we throw a game changer out for now. And hopefully bring it back somehow. There is money on the table. Oh, I can't believe I did this. Okay, if they steal the Vacheron here, then we have options. Damn it. Kind of really needed them to steal the Vacheron there. Gross. Yeah, I really screwed this one. So there's a chance that we can fast advance out. We have thrown all of our our good fast advance in the bin. We've got archived. far. It currently gets us. Game Changer currently gets us like a fair few clicks. Probably we can get to. But that's only gonna. We need to score. We can score this domestic sleepers out, and then we might have some options. Do we want to res this? It costs some free cards. I think we just want the money. So no. We've also got both our Marlies in the bin now, which is awkward. Okay, we have a game changer in hand. So maybe we have an option here. We'll score that. We'll gain 2, and we'll just put this here to threaten. Okay, we do have a winning line now. Have we got enough money for game changer? No. Not even close. We need 5, 6, we need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 11 credits. Ugh. Okay. Well, we're not going to get 11 credits anytime soon now. Because they're going to keep drawing these. Do we want to protect the moons? Not for all of our credits, although it will give us like good credits next turn. Straw once. That's good. Maybe we can get there. If they run the Hyperloop, as long as they don't. If they run a loop after the account siphon, I guess we probably should put the Vacheron behind the Turing. I think we definitely should have put the Vacheron behind the Turing. Let's not worry too much about that. They can just get through this with a boomerang. Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, if they run the Hyperloop, that's 5 credits for us. If they run this, that's 7. And they're not going to run it. That's a shame. This will probably get us. No, it's just a VLC. Clear one with Citadel. They're definitely not going to remain tabbed. Hey, it is Eternal Time. I completely screwed up, unfortunately. So, why did I do that? I needed to. Well, I guess that's fine. I should have probably just taken 3. Okay, this is like potentially good. So we could draw 2 here. I think just doing the money is correct. It's just that, yeah, sure. They're probably gonna have another siphon now, I would think. If we'd put a Turing on HQ, we'd actually be in okay position because I'd have to keep finding a boomerang to get through it. Okay, as long as they don't have a siphon next turn, like this now, I mean next click. Uh, no, we still need. We still need 2 credits. Fast break might get us there. I don't have any stock buybacks, unfortunately. That's what we really need in this deck, apparently. Okay, do I have enough clicks to do a Marlia thing? Unfortunately, I don't have an exchange. But I could go Game Changer, Archive Memories for Marlia. No, Distributed Tracing. It's close, but it's not enough. I've not got enough money. So I just score this and then hope that I now have exactly enough money to win next turn. All Seeing Eye isn't going to work. But they, yeah, I mean, okay, they've lost one account siphon there. They've lost a same old thing. So I just need them to not find an account siphon this turn. Now they have probably a ton of draw if they want. Well, they have like all the draw in the world if they want it. Yeah, of course. Why did I think that there's a chance that they might not drawing into a? Oh, they still haven't. 9 cards left. They can draw 1, 2, 3 clicklessly, 4, 5 just with clicks. Stock buyback would probably be a good choice of influence here, right? That is gonna be there. They will draw their whole deck finding it because they know that it's how they stop us winning next turn. I thought there was almost a slight chance. But I doubted it. Okay. So we're back to needing a ton of cards. I wonder if they have more recursion. Oh, they've even got more no free lunches. Of course they do. Um. Okay, so Malia plan is off now. Guess we're at 5. Like, oh no, I don't have any 2 pointers, so it's score a Vacheran or bust. I think. Is it better for me here to archived for a VLC? Gain 8. Draws me 4 cards. Do they have more recursion is the real big question. Kind of assume so, but equally, this is, again, exactly enough credits for me to potentially win next turn. Oh my gosh! I'm 1 short now. Wait, where did that come from? There were 3 in the bin. Oh, they levied. Fine. Fine, 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 fine. Fine. Mm, is there a plan which involves like game changer, then hedge fund? Like, I get how many clicks with game changer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get 6 additional clicks. So maybe if I game changer here, if I go credit, thinking, I think I put this in server 3 and click for 2. Maybe putting the Vacheron out and clicking for 2 is actually more correct. Because they probably can't get. I mean, they can't super easily get in here. Yeah. GG. If I'd have put a Turing on HQ, then this whole thing could have been a bit different. If I hadn't screwed up the Malia res, then the whole thing could have been a bit different. Um, but it didn't go that way. So there we go. Eternal. Yeah, unfortunately, like I threw that game quite early. They're playing Gagarin, which is fun. This is draw. This is draw. This is draw. Employee strike is potentially really good. Ika is good into tour guides. I'm gonna keep it. Um, I kind of like Joyride, creative, like maybe install Nuka. They want to know if it's Siffer and Parasite. This one isn't my Siffer Parasite build. All right. Let's go here. They're on 58. Oh, they're on. Okay, they're on Mumbad City Hall, which is terrifying because you don't see this very often. So I don't know what I'm playing into here. Um, we could hop shoot them this turn, but I think we hop shoot them next turn and hope that they don't draw an ice. We can throw out Because ideally I want to put Niara and Moron down first in case we happen to see an agenda. Okay, this looks kind of scary, but we're going to crack this so we've got a ton of clicks. Okay. I've got one of him too. SDS. Well, that's awkward, isn't it? Especially as I forgot to install this on the way in. So let's go HQ, Arasana, Ika, steal it. Let's click this to draw a load of cards. We'll draw one here. Oh, we could hop shoot again. I think we probably do while we've got a free way of clearing the tag. As much as I'd love to do it on a deep dive turn, we could deep dive this turn. I forgot that we had a sodding deep dive in hand. Do I want to do this next turn? No, we're just going to do it this turn. Oh, we steal another. Can we deep dive this turn? Have we got any way of gaining enough clicks? No, but now we can just win off notoriety, which is pretty nice. Excellent. I think we put down the Citadel just to stop us, like, potentially dying, and then this one here. Next turn we'll click the hyperdriver. We'll try and draw for an indexing. I guess we probably can't totally rely on indexing, but we'll just go for like a deep dive, I think. Okay. I think we play the diesel first. Oh, we do have an indexing. Okay. So that's good. We can. I think we need to install the SMC so that because they're on SDS, I can install the Hush, but only if they have a piece of ice, which they don't. It's annoying. Or I could do it on the run, installing like something using the SMC. I guess installing the third, maybe installing the third hyperdriver using the SMC is actually the play. Then I've got something to sell, and if not, then yeah, let's do that. So we'll go this SMC, crack the SMC. We need to do it now because otherwise it will trash itself. We'll install a hyperdriver off it. We'll indexing. Now they've probably got a shuffle effect here. So the question is, do we could like try and fake them out that there's nothing here, but I think we do go back. Tour guide is actually not an issue. We've got Hush. Things that are an issue. I guess two tour guides is an issue. Mumbad Construction Co. I don't know what that does. When your turn begins, place one advancement token. Move to. Okay, so they're playing like some weird trap stuff, or they're using that. Maybe they're just using that to fast advance. Um, put a tour guide at the bottom. Friends near the bottom. Mumbad at the bottom because I don't know what you're doing with it. Tour guide SDS. Okay, we can go back. Any action. and we win. I think turn 2, turn 3, turn 3. Pretty good. um, got lucky of you drawing too early though. For sure. I think I can deal with most of your ice fairly well. Although I haven't seen enough to be sure. Yeah. Um. So what's okay? So two fairly weird different games there. Um. Yeah. Court game didn't go to plan for me because I misjudged a very, very important Malia res, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. My eternal Aaron Sana list is still unbeaten. So yeah, this is kind of like really, really fun. It started out uh, as a siphon deck, and I realized that too many decks have ways of ducking siphons, and actually just you normally just need the money from the run, and so playing Hot Pursuit is actually kind of better. And Aramaron is really good tech against other stuff. But yeah, that was fun. I hope you all enjoyed a little bit of Eternal play. Now back to your regularly slightly more standard fare. Oh, sorry, you probably couldn't see these decks. There we go. Sorry. So this is my Arasana deck. Um, it's running like the Eternal points us Employee Strike, Hyperdriver, Aramaron, and there's one Film Critic in there as well. And then the sports deck is running Eternal points of Vacheron, Estelle Moon, Spin Doctor, and VLC. Although it does have a point to spare. Oh, London Cooper, that's such a good name, and I really should have written that as a. Can't believe I didn't come up with that. Very good. Um, yeah. Coming up with the name that the stream should have been, which is Eternal Sunset of the Spotless Mind. Excellent work. Let's build a Sunset Corp Deck. Now, I don't know exactly what I want to build. Well, I do know what I wanted to build was like Rig Shooter Ob, but that's kind of exactly what Andre built, right? So I'm like less sure about that. What I'm tempted to try is, I mean, we could just do like Rig Shooter outfit instead. Or I don't know. So Corpse obviously like we've lost R plus. We can't play R plus. That's fine. Don't like R plus anyway. We've lost Bologna, which significantly affects like a lot of yellow decks. And then we've lost Rashida and NGO Front. NGO Front is a shame because I really like Built to Last, and Built to Last is very good with NGO Front, so we can't do that. Or like maybe we can, but probably not. It needs the money from it. We can do stuff which uses wall to wall instead of Rashida. That's just more Wayland. We could play like purple decks. Like really wanted Rashida, but maybe we can. Maybe we can lean on like Tranquility Home Grid for more of a draw engine, and we can find other ways of getting money in there. Ginger Steg AOT. Wow. I think you probably, yeah, sports in Sunset is interesting. There's no There's still Hermes, but there's no SMC, which means that Clot is worse, but not there. I'm a bit worried about Lou if I'm playing sports, right? Because like the big deck that really hasn't had anything changed to it is like the Lou and the Mulch decks. And I don't think sports is very good into them. Um, but I do think that maybe purple, because purple, like, I would disagree that Ginger AOT didn't want Rashida, because I think any Ginger deck really liked Rashida. But purple decks really hated Bankar. In fact, we could go to one of my old favorites. We could build Mirrormorph. Oh, there you go, Oren, you're bang on it. I think we can, like, I mean, the thing is, I did play it on stream recently, but I think we can easily amend that. And my kind of thing was more like to build something brand new, but that was quite a good deck. Let me find my most recent version of it. Oh, I've got to go down a fair bit. Okay, so this was one version, and then I ended up playing a fairly different version, which was on Ganked. And I think other than Rashida, this is probably fine. And we can play an extra Calvin for draw, and we can play like we can play something else for money. We'll be fine for money, I think. This deck always felt like yeah, 100% the Calvin. And I think we might just play the other MCA like version. I guess the one thing, like, this played Ganked, and Ganked was really good into Bankar decks. It's slightly worse when you have to, and like, it's also really good into decks which use all of the rush tools like Boomerang and things like that. It's much worse into people who are putting out at breakers. So maybe we move away from Ganked. Sunset version. Although, like, what was really sick with this was hitting people with a ganked into a drafter, drawing all of your cards back from the bin, and then playing YDL for a load of money. So maybe we do keep that as an option. Maybe. So if Boomerang's gone, I promise Botulus is still around, but like, maybe we play Corporate. No, what's the one that gives Ice loads of strength? That you like trash. Or, oh no, yeah, okay. I think I might have it. It might, because I think I thought about this before, and I think I thought it was really spicy, and I didn't do it. Midnight Free Arcology is interesting. It's interesting, especially with the YDLs. Is it better? I'll tell you what, it might be better, because quite often I score these Vitruviuses with counters and don't really use the counters. I'm going to try that. Let's try Midnight. And then there's, I'm going to have to go into, so there's two, oh, I hope I haven't just, like, oh dear. I didn't mean to actually copy over that, so let's copy this for a second. There are two upgrades, and I'll have to, like, I can't remember things. My only way of remembering stuff is to go through this. YDL does feel weaker, but I think with the like potential ganked loop, and with what's his face, the drawery with Calvin, I think it's still fine. I've still got Spin Doctor as well, so I think it's all right. And I can always, the nice thing about Mirror Morph is you can always draw first click. You can go like draw to a Calvin, play YDL, install a card. Like that's a pretty good turn and probably still nets you enough credits. And then every now and then you just get a massive hit off it. Put my collection to standard for a second, like a sensible person, and then look into upgrades. So corporate troubleshooter was what I was thinking of, but I have now remembered that my secret spice was going to be to play Helheim servers for one and one reason only, which is this. So what we can do is Helheim servers to increase the strength of a drafter by a massive amount, pretty much ensuring that it fires. And the issue with that is that obviously we throw all of our cards from HQ into the bin, but then because the drafter fires and the gank loop happens, then we get all of our cards back. That's going to be my plan. Do I need to keep a virus in here? Probably. We're going to play one extra Calvin, and then we just play like one. Probably do need a bit of extra money, so we play like a Regolith, or we play the other. I think a Regolith is probably better. Yeah. Can you play Reg Hosh and PD? Can I play Reg Hosh and PD? Sorry, I just realised who wrote that. Yes, Axu, I can absolutely play Reg Hosh and PD. I'll do that on my private stream for you, which is at your leisure. This looks alright, right? Is this legal? Like Rashida, we don't have any NGO. They didn't ban anything else that wasn't yellow or grudge work, right? So I think this is okay. Let's try this. I need to find my by the way, Axu, excellent job on the stream the other day. It was one hell of a long stream. I assume you maybe didn't quite know what you were letting yourself in for. Oh, I need to wait. I need to put like. I need to put this as Sunset in big capital Sunset. Yeah, I'm probably guessing that you didn't realize quite what you were letting yourself into, and how long it was going to be, and how many people were going to sign up when you kind of agreed to stream. Because I didn't think it was going to be that long, and until Abraham joined you, I was going to offer to come on and co-commentate with you. I didn't realize that you had someone else sorted. But yeah, 2 a.m. Oof, that's pretty rough. That's late. It was like 12 hours long, like that you were streaming for. It was a pretty cool tournament though. Congratulations to Augustus for getting all the way through to the final, and congratulations to Janktivist for winning. But yeah, if anyone hasn't caught up with it, there's some pretty wild games. I didn't watch the whole of it, but I had it on in the background, and was kind of flicking in and out. It ended at. Oh, you thought it would end at 2 a.m. and it ended at 6. Oh shit! So, how many monsters did you drink? Is the question. Uh, it's definitely the question which the rest of the tiebreakers will be asking. Hey, friend of the show. This is a very bad opening hand, especially against Zaya. Okay, ablative early is pretty rough. I think this magnet's gonna have to go on HQ. Just free during the stream. That's still enough, isn't it? Is there any chance, like, Zaya is not playing. Recent Zayas have not been playing Diversion of Funds. Is there any world in which we just leave HQ? Probably not, right? I think it's too risky. So let's, like, we could draw, install. If we don't pull an event, then we're going to be sad. So let's draw. We didn't pull an event. We can just. I reckon, like. Is it Gatekeeper on HQ? It's just so. No, I think it's Gatekeeper on R&D. I guess Gatekeeper Remote is actually a better plan. Hermes? Yeah, it could be a problem. At least we could end up with, like, if we score out a Midnight Free Arcology, we could end up with a ton of cards in hand, because we don't have to discard any of them. Get a massive YDL, and then not know what to do with our lives. Let's draw, and please find an event that we can play. Draw? That is not an event we can play. We just install, click it, take a credit. Feels terrible. What are we throwing in the bin if we do that? Just from a virus? Kind of want them, the virus. I think I have to do this just to gain a credit. Throw out. Yeah, the virus can go. I just need to waste a bit of their money, unfortunately. It doesn't feel good. But I was really hoping, like, I have plenty of events which I could have played that turn and got my Mirrormorph value, and I didn't draw them. Sec testing? Fine. Okay, Spin Doctor. We'll surely draw an event here. We kind of did. Okay, we probably want to shuffle at least one of these back. So I think we just kind of go that, take a credit, gain a credit, throw out the. We don't want to score the midnight yet. We want to get the money first. The nice thing is that we can possibly, unless they run the Spin Doctor, we can, like, potentially cook this like here. We don't have to pop because they're gonna get their set. Oh, now we have to pop it. Tempting to leave that in there for ablative reasons, but we're not really at the point where that's worth it. Another Spin Doctor already. We could go Grease in the Palm, install Advance. But I would assume that a Crim is playing at least one option, like a Boomerang. Maybe we just do this anyway. We'll do this in a new remote. We'll put that on the new remote. We'll draw like a legend, and then we'll gain a credit. Oh, this is why we should have kept the MCA in the bin. This is, like, not well, it's okay actually, ice to have right now. It's all the end of run stuff. We've got having a ganked in hand. We'd really quite like to have a drafter somewhere here, or even better would be an Ansel, which I think we're playing two of. Yeah. They get their sec testing value. Okay, we're drawing a ton of cards, so like this is probably a bad turn to push, but I'm going to push anyway because I've kind of got the perfect hand to do so with. Just gaining one. The only other thing would be to draw. I wish I had a seamless in this deck. Do we want to res a gatekeeper? The Hermes does say yes. That's like I'd actually not res this if they didn't have Hermes. Don't want the agenda bounced. It's also like not the worst thing in the world to have the agenda bounced. Kind of don't know if I want to draw 3 cards is the problem. I am going to risk it for a biscuit. Safe. Probably not worth a risk, but I just want like next turn I'm going to get a piece of advice bounced if I triple advance this. Okay, that's fine. This we will res, not this one, obviously. We'll res this. Magnet. We do have a lot of money now, which is a shame. I guess having R&D ice resed, like pre-resed, is the other thing. Drafter. Okay, that's nice, but now we've got this kind of... They're probably going to go in and clear out HQ. Yeah, I was considering slow rolling the agenda because also we can, like, as Miramorph, we can do that pretty well. Being as we can do the whole like, advance. Uh, oh, that's a shame. Yeah, like Miramorph is one of the best the best IDs at slow rolling agendas. I will give you that. This is not the best hand. Do we just install advance here? Like this is like they just put a boomerang here and then run this and they get through with their Kurapira, right? We could put Drafter in front of it, so I think maybe we do that next turn. I'll just get credit. I'm going to hold on to the YDL in case we actually get to score out this Midnight free. Okay, that's slightly scary. They're on after image. That's cool as that deals with our drafter incredibly well, but they have to be able to boost. Oh, we might be able to use our upgrade to boost past the level that they have available to them. Oh, they can boost right now, but they can always bypass at least once. Do we res a magnet? Yeah. I'll stop you seeing too. Okay, Ansel. They break for these 2 credits here. So it's better to put the drafter, right? Is it? I guess they actually don't have much, like actual money. So we can probably push this. I might install double advance doesn't really help in terms of like next turn because we don't have seamless. Install Ansel, install agenda, restore the ganked. The problem is they can always break it, right? I think. I don't think like we'd need to have probably both of these and the ganked. I do kind of like in like restore the ganked is like cheeky. Yeah, they might just save a click though. That would be the sensible thing. Hmm. So interestingly, this is install and res, which kind of gets around Hermes in an interesting way. I think we're just going to go install advance and just put the drafter here. Just play it like purely to play around easy boomerang / inside job nonsense. Because also if they run the gatekeeper here, it's pretty good for us. Like that's a time when I 100% do res this gatekeeper because that will feel amazing. There shouldn't be boomerangs. I forgot Sunset. I've only been thinking about my side of things. You're right. There shouldn't be boomerangs. I'm playing around a card which is not legal in this format, but there could be inside jobs, and I would expect inside jobs. And oh wow, they're on Penrose. That is funky as. Interestingly, this is so you know what? Sedgling was right because they do not have enough. They don't have enough stealth to do the magnet and the drafter. Do they even have enough credit? They have just enough credits for this. I think I res the drafter. We'll leave the ablative. I think this is what the other thing is this gonna no? Because they'll just spend them anyway. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I really like Crim Stealth, and I kind of think that if I know what I'm pretty sure that Andre said this as well, but I know that if NSG decide to make a new stealth ID, I think it's more likely to be in Crim, just because firstly I don't know what you do in like I don't know what you do in Shaper that isn't smoke. Like there's probably just nothing that really is the same, like or is different enough, right? Um, so I would imagine, I don't know what it would be. I don't know how you make a a good stealth. I definitely don't know how you make a good stealth criminal because I don't know how you make a good criminal. Oh, they see the Ichua last click. Brutal. Okay, we might need to money up a bit here. So I think it's draw, YDL, install, gain a credit. Okay, so maybe it's draw, YDL. Yeah, I think I need to save this for next turn. Draw, YDL. I guess they know that this is in HQ, which is a problem. Maybe overdrawing was correct here. So in which case, gain a click. Something like recurring credits per installed connection up to X would probably be broken. I do like the idea of criminals. Like I've always felt like criminals are the connection faction, and weirdly, I think they mostly have the worst, or not the worst connections, but feel like they should have more good connections. Um, I was gonna say they have no credits here, but they have 2 shares for credits. They just used one. They can't actually steal this. Um, vape, smokes criminal. Yeah, hi Z-Bag. That's an excellent shout. Um, better for the environment. I don't actually. I have no. I don't know if it is. So please don't quote me on that. um, it's probably worse with all the like plastic stuff coming in. Calling in favors. Yeah, that was I used to like they're the kind of bills which I used to really love for kind of like I'm gonna put out like 20 crim connections and then kind of do that. Anarch ID might work with connections. I wouldn't be too surprised. It's like connections or tags are the most likely things, right? Right. Well, I need to click this. I probably need to play this hedge fund. I need to install a card, and I probably need to draw. We could now put the ganked here, but I think they pinhole the MCA, right? Oh, I do quite like putting the ganked there. Do we need the money from the hedge is the question. We haven't seen Deuce yet. They've seen half their stack. I kind of think they're not on Doof. Because I don't think this kind of a build finds space for it. And if they're not on Doof, I guess we need enough money to like score out this Iqua project. And at some point maybe Res and Ansel. Like Gatekeeper is annoying for Penrose to get through. It has to pay 2. So interestingly, if you put like the Gatekeeper, if they've only got 2, so I could just protect HQ. I can put the Gatekeeper here, and I don't think they can get through it. Yeah, I think that's all right. Gain a click, and then draw a card. Woo! Woo! We got off lucky there. We drew the agenda, which they are because they're definitely going to run R&D. Hopefully not with multi-access, but um, I mean the best thing is that like And I guess they just run the remote now, right? They can surely get through here. They can, because they can just boost normally with the after image. I guess they have to be a bit worried. No, apparently they're not worried. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's fair enough. So yeah, maybe restoring the ganked was a better call. It's like pretty scary. But we can. Do we just restore the MCA next turn? We could restore the MCA, put the Ansel here. Quite expensive to do that. Harvesting tobacco is probably hella toxic. Probably. What did they do last clear? They just ran R&D. Do we want to shuffle? No. Oh, we do have a seamless. Do we have 3 seamless in here? Just 1. Okay, well that opens up some interesting plays. We could install the Ikawa. Advance. Restore the ganked. Is that good? They actually... Can they get in here next turn? Inside job gets them in. Because otherwise we could just go like install off-world, advance off-world. Maybe we go install off-world, advance off-world, put the Ansel on the outside. I might get rid of the ablative. I kind of want it. I don't actually want it on here. So let's go install this here. Install advance. I guess running first click will get them. No, but it's still. They'd have to. No, that doesn't work. I don't know how they get in here. They just bounce it with Hermes is the answer. But that's not going to happen because our R&D is going to hold without giving them any agendas. Slightly worried by the amount of pause here, but at least it's not like an instant steal. Trust the MCA. Probably go back. Don't go back. Okay. So now we can get sweet Miramorph value by going advance, seamless, score. They bounce. Either one of these is probably fine. Yancel. Hey David, how you doing? And then we probably just go R&D, take a credit. And then next turn, maybe we get the MCA going. Sunset's interesting. I have only played a few games of it so far. I like the idea of there not being any R plus in the format because it turns out that I get massively tilted by playing against R plus at the moment. Okay, Mantle. So this is definitely a twinning deck. We just haven't seen a twinning yet. Hey, Zindon. Good to see you. They will have a click. They have exactly enough stealth to get in here. Do we res the gatekeeper now, or do we let them bounce it, potentially bounce it to hand, where we could then install it on the remote, where it's much better? I think we might need to try and tax out their stealth. But if they steal, then they'd be straight back up to 1. So it doesn't really tax any out. And actually, if they steal here, they're gonna go over on. No, they're not, because they're gonna spend it. Tricky. I'm just gonna res. I can't work it out whether it's right or not to. I think mostly it's kind of inconsequential, which is the unfortunate case. There's at least. Okay, Spin Doctor, they probably don't trash that because of Aeneas, and they do get the Ikawa. R plus makes me reevaluate all my life choices. It's so frustrating. Yeah, there's some issues. MIC, is this good into Penrose? No, well, it's not terrible into it. Okay, so I think we're going to restore. Let's get an MCA austerity. We probably should have shuffled back the other MCA austerity first. We'll draw 1 like an absolute champ, gaining 1, and then look at all of these MICs and things. I think the MICs are technically better because this is literally 2 stealth for them to break. Are they just going to run in here? Yes, so I do need to put something there. So it's probably this. Yeah, kind of interesting game state at the moment. I'm pretty sure this MCA is not going to last. We really need... Actually, a ganked would get us there. Ganked is actually pretty good. I've only just really considered the fact that they do only have, obviously, like a certain amount of stealth. So maybe we should have tried just shuffling back. I think we should have tried shuffling back the MCAs, tried to draw 1, and used restore for the ganked. Okay, they're checking HQ. Kind of feel like they probably know everything in here, but we did draw at least 1 last turn. Cool. They're on penumbral toolkit as well. Okay, running HQ makes even more sense. Okay. Ganked is a bit worse now. Do we want to res the MIC? We can stop them for one turn. I think we do res the MIC. It does make us very poor, which is a problem. The worst thing is that right now they only need to spend 2 like credits to break this. I'm only gonna like I might have to pop this MIC here, which is like awful. Oops, that was with caps lock on. Okay, so I think our winning line is to find the upgrade. We did actually put it into our deck, right? I'm like, sure we did. Yeah, we kind of need to find a Helheim Servers. If we find a Helheim Servers, we also need a ganked. But then we potentially have some plays. Right, let's shuffle back some stuff. It's probably the ganked and it's probably the restore. Let's draw one. They can just run that. Let's install this in a new remote. We could try and get away with the Luminal, or we install and res an MCA. Costs us 2 credits. I might just try it with the Luminal. Do they run a non-advanced card? Probably not. But then again, why kind of wouldn't they? It costs them so little to get in. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, potentially 2. No, I'm going to do it. I don't think that they will. I'm just going to gain 1 and we'll install this in 7-3. I'm going to say I don't think they'll run this. I might be wrong. And if they draw an overclock or a bravado, all bravados are out, so that's fine. I don't think they're going to use that. And if they run it last click to try and save, or they want to try and save any money on the MIC, then it's worth. Obviously, it's worth popping the MIC because otherwise we just lose. Also, I don't think they're going to run this because I think they'll think it's a ganked. Because to me, it looks like a ganked. Now, they still haven't found a twinning. This is 2 influence. Oh, that could be a problem. So they're on biobands. So that's maybe 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. I feel like they're on a second tacker in a build like this, potentially. Maybe they're just on 2. Well, no, because that's MU. So that's 6. That's 7, 8. That's 9, 10. And maybe then. So either, I feel like either they're on a second mantle and a twinning, or they're on a second tacker and no twinning. Or potentially they're on just two biobands, a second tacker and a twinning. Hard to say for sure. But I don't think they've got enough influence for two twinnings is the main thing. Which would either explain why they haven't found one yet, or they're just building up wakes. That makes sense. I mean, they only need to find one agenda for the win. And as long as it's not an Ikwa, then that's fine and dandy for them. And it's not like these runs are particularly expensive. But it's not like we can tax them out with our sentries either. Oh yeah! Okay. Right, so we know that the top of R&D is safe. So let's score this out. They get to Hermes nothing because we have nothing that's unresed. And then like they're gonna run here for like free with all of their recurring credits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get weight counter. So either I make HQ more expensive for them to get into, which might well be the option. We know that there's nothing on the top. Well, we know there's a Calvin like 2 down, I think is when we saw it because of the Aeneas. Drafter is, well, we can't really afford to res the Ansel, so I think it's Drafter or nothing. We just get rid of this Gatekeeper now. It's not taxing out, but Drafter is still only like 2 credits, but at least it's 2 stealth credits. So I guess that's like the reasoning to do it. Like they can't just run repeatedly through this. And then there's always a chance that if we do draw into a ganked, which we're not going to draw, we might shuffle at the start of next turn. I wonder if that's worth it. Quite like this, like red team security testing. Like that's just a like, I'm just going to click for 5. I probably should have iced these up at some point. Letting them get free sec testing with red teams is actually like pretty dumb on my part. But I haven't really had the funds at most points to do that. We'll res drafter here. Just to stop them making multiple runs on HQ. I mean, they could do if they wanted. No, they don't have enough stealth. Well, they'd need to use this penumbral toolkit, but I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, I probably should have. Okay, so we know we're going to draw a Calvin Bailey, so we could draw, install Calvin Bailey, draw 2 YDL. We're then going to give them a very fresh R&D, but I'm going to do it anyway. Draw, install in a new remote, draw 2 cards, gain a click, YDL. We're probably throwing out the midnight. Oh, the Bran is actually really good. Bran we can work with. Like, we probably trash everything in the server apart from the drafter. Yeah, Bran is what we've been looking for. So let's throw out the Midnight 3. And this is our last Spin Doctor, but I think that's fine. We'll throw out, I think, one of these Ansels. As much as I guess it's like a better ganked target. There's the twinning. We knew it was in here somewhere. All right, we do probably lose now because this is gonna get turbocharged if we're not careful. I mean, they're already gonna see like what, like 4 or 5 on R&D, and we've just drawn. We've hidden one agenda, but I can't imagine that they don't steal here. They might even just greed it out. Like, do we have fast advance in this one? I don't. I think we took out the fast advance in this one for the ganks. Well, there's a ganked, which they're going to see. They trash it. We could restore it if they don't win, which they do. It's some good ganked placement to win this one. I didn't get it. Yeah. Like, this is cool. This is like what you can do in Sunset because you theoretically got a bit more time to set up your rig as a runner, or hopefully. Because Corps should be a tiny bit slower. I think there's been people who have said that they haven't felt that it's that much slower. I know Kira's been like scoring out in Facet Orb in like 7 and 8 turns. But yeah, they can just set up this like pretty doom rig. Like, I think we drew our ice in a unfortunate order. Although whether Resing and Ansel is good, it probably is. It's probably fine. Um. Oh yeah, sports. I mean, PD especially. Like, I really feel like PD's got issues without Rashida, but maybe it just has to find like other options, doesn't it? Okay, that felt meh at best. Uh, yeah, thanks for the game. That was fun. I feel like we probably want to adjust it a little bit. Maybe we want to put. Do we want to keep the gang? Do we want to go back to playing? Um, there was originally Audacity in this deck, which I kind of liked. Maybe we get rid of the virus. We play one ganked. We put back in an Audacity. And we put back in like the Midnight Freeze. Just didn't quite do it for me this game. I mean, I didn't score one, but I think I want the Truvii back in here, and I'm gonna go for one Audacity. And then I've got a spare influence. Not spare influence, but a spare card slot, which could be. It might be another seamless. It gives us some interesting plays where we jam agendas. Does it just have to be? Maybe we play a. Oh no, the Helheim is worse with the ganked gone. I'm still gonna play one. We play Regolith. Asa would be the other thing actually to try. Like I feel like Asa. I feel like Asa's probably okay, right? Asa's worst thing is Bankar. Like Asa decks, like Bankar just wrecks Asa. So, and we've got potential draw. Let's try building an Asa deck. What does an Asa deck look like nowadays? It looks like Offworlds. It's probably a fairly similar agenda suite, almost exactly the same. Do we play Architect Deployment Test instead of Vitruvius? Just so that we are. I think we do, so, because we can play because we can play Wage Workers, and then we can get an Asa trigger off our score. Um, two Ikawas, one Luminal because of the busted card, and one more Architect. That seems fine. We'll play three Wage Workers. Do we also play a Seamless? I think we might play more than one Seamless, but we'll get to it. We're gonna play Fully Up. Seems decent. We're gonna play Nico Campaign because that's draw and money. That's like our kind of slightly slower Rashida. Marilyn maybe. Regolith maybe. Because Regolith and Wage Workers can be pretty rude. Wage Workers is also potentially like draw. Maybe we even play some of the Mirror Morph stuff in here. Maybe we play like a Calvin. Let's say 2 for now and see where we go from that. What's our win con? Our win con's just like scoring behind ice with a Skunk Void. Right? Like, we don't need to change up our game plan much more than that. We probably play a couple of border controls, maybe just one border control. Definitely at least one with virus, and we see where our influence gets to. It could be a second border control. Cards that I like in here. I quite like Hagen as a good sort of face check. There's a chance that more people are on AIs. There's a chance that people are on like Turtle and stuff like that because they need like rush options. Hagen's good into them. We can play Gatekeeper because there is no Boomerang and there is no Bankar. We definitely play Drafter. Our bigger ice can be maybe 2 copies of Bran. MIC, I think I'm definitely playing at least one. I really like that ice a lot. We might play some Regoliths so that we can afford this like bigger ice. MIC. Let's say maybe 1 because I think I want to play some magnets because I would assume that there's Botulus everywhere, or actually maybe even 3 because it's like Botulus and Arasana are 2 very good options which could be problematic. And did I put in an MIC? Yeah. 1 Ansel? Probably right. That looks like a nice suite, doesn't it? I think we might need regoliths, which is weird because they're like slow, but also like we only really need to fire off one of them to like get going. We still have free influence, which is possibly a second border control. Oh, we want tranquility home grids and a border control. That's a deck, right? Kind of looks alright. Sunset Asa. Hopefully it saves. Yeah, banging. Just make that a bit shorter. Corp, standard, sunset. Okay. Any last changes? Do we have a wink on? Yeah, good enough. Single virus, probably just about enough. There's nothing that I'm sort of missing here from a good classic Asa deck, is there? What's this? I'd quite like a Vovo. Maybe we like Vovo can go in this slot because it is money. I definitely like the Nikos. Maybe we play a second Vovo instead of the Calvin. I want to try and like I've actually quite liked Vovo when I've played him. We're playing against Alice. Looks like a quite a bad starting hand as much as I do like having ice against Alice. Okay, we can go like Trank, or we just protect like archives with Magnet Vovo. That might be fine. Or we options here because the other thing would be to hold the Vovo and to try and jam both of these next turn. We could also get Jishka click one. Definitely a thing that could happen. Let's go with this and the Gatekeeper. We'll put that on archives. And we'll put Vovo on archives. This will cost 1, 2. We can kind of nearly res all of that. Wow, Chisel Charm immediately. Brutal. They can't trash this, so this is fine. They can come in. This is fine though. Hopefully we draw a second ice, and hopefully it's a magnet, and hopefully they run it. Okay, so we could draw for some more ice. I think it's probably worth it. That's not ice. That's ice. Oh, the Hagen's perfect. We'll do the is it the Nico or the Regolith? Do we need to like burst up next turn? I think we might need to burst up next turn. Trank will gain 2 and will install the Hagen. And then we'll just take a credit. We're probably going to have to do... We're probably going to have to just eat an Alice encounter here. Wow! Brutal! Well, we can't break both of these. So we res this for 2 credits, we res this for 1 credit. But it immediately disappears next turn. Man, Gatekeeper into Chisel is bad. I guess I could have just let them in, but they get like 3 credits. Maybe letting them in is fine, and just trying to find the magnet is like alright. Yeah. Inconsistent 50 card deck. Like they've drawn 1 card, and they have found 2 chisels and a devil charm. I think we do res here, as much as it's a really bad res. Oh, it was a really bad res because we can't now res the Regolith. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, we can shuffle this back. We also didn't draw a magnet. I was like really hoping we would draw a magnet. They didn't have money. No, but if they get in, then they get 3 credits. But maybe that was more worth it than just absolutely like shackling ourselves, which is what I've done here. So we can go. Install Trank, gain 2, install this there. Res the Regolith, click it twice. Do we want to move Ovo? Probably not. No, because we actually want them to run here. Running again. Okay, well at least we get to shuffle back this Ikawa. But another Gatekeeper. Really bad into the whole Chisel. Actually, I probably should have just trashed this one. This is like absolutely pointless now. Unless I draw exactly a magnet. We'll shuffle that back in. Right, that's money for them. Um, hmm. Is this going to end up being our scoring survey? It looks like an absolute nightmare at the moment. But it probably is. It's like, where do I put... I kind of want to do a... I kind of need to get some Asa stuff going. Let's do... Trank in a new remote with the drafter on it. We'll do the Nico in that remote, and we'll click the Regolith. Do we want to move Vovo? We probably should. We still want them to run archive, so I'm going to run it. I'm going to put it to server 2. Uh-oh. Well, that's that server gone. Nope, there's no point in voiding. Wow, they didn't trash the void. I guess maybe they're going to run back and trash it next turn. Because I think you do get rid of it realistically. They didn't. That is wild. Okay, well, we drew a void. Yeah. I mean, I was just about to say I'm about to install a second void here, but I don't need to. It's kind of nutty. So I think I might put the Calvin in here. Like, click this twice, install Calvin and the border control. Don't love putting the Calvin in here, but the other thing is to put the regolith in, which just feels really slow. I don't want to draw last click, so I'm not going to. Asa, this one, gain 2. Do we want to move Vovo? No. Because if they do trash this border control, or if we trash this border control, then they gain 4 credits every time they run it. Okay. Turtle, kind of expected if you're on Devil Charm. It makes a lot of sense. We have 1 Mavirus in the deck. Fine. Let's find that Mavirus or some ice. That is a piece of ice. It's a really good bit of ice into Turtle as well, which is nice. The agendas are all in R&D, so I think we just put this on R&D. Next time we're going to draw 2, which is like pretty good. Is there any chance we put the Void on R&D? He didn't trash the other one out of hand, so I guess we put wage workers out in the open. I don't want to put it in here yet because I want to get this draw. And I kind of need this Hagen. We're just putting that in a new remote. Done, and we'll put this on R&D. We'll move him so that they don't get quite so many credits. They see a wage workers. Let's see if they trash for wage workers. So far, they've trashed nothing. Okay. So we're expecting like a more to come down at some point. Okay, here we get our draw, which is good. So hopefully we can draw into stuff that we need. A magnet is a tiny bit too late. We don't want to res that. We're going to draw 2 cards. Oh, that's... no, we're okay here, I think. We've got Seamless as well, so we can also score out with the Seamless. So we can go this. Do we put a magnet in front of it? Is the border control just enough? Maybe the border control and the void is enough, bearing in mind how many credits they have. So in which case, I might want to ice up HQ so that I can purge at some point. So let's go server 1, Asa, this, gain 2. We'll put this on HQ. And we'll throw out the regolith we don't need. That, are we going to move Vovo? Where is he in a moment? He's over here. I guess we move him to server 1. At least we have light the fire protection, because this is a light the fire server if I've ever seen one. No. They've drawn all 3 devil charms in like their opening hand and drawing about 2 cards. This is Sunset format. Which Bankai is not allowed in. Sorry, I should have checked. Yeah, no. Oh, thanks. You can take back a click. Sure. If you're okay with that. Okay, well that's fine. We worked it out. We worked it out. So we could score out next turn, or we could just purge. Well, that's our way of purging. So we probably just score out this turn, and then we install that next turn. Okay, so let's go advance, seamless. No, wait, what are we doing? We have a wage workers down. What don't we need or want? I think we chuck the Vovo. I have Trancrid probably goes now, right? I think we keep the Trancrid. The Trancrid is technically draw. Vovo is just money at this point. Do we want to move Vovo? We don't want to move Vovo. So next time we could jam in here. Like just putting a Nico pack campaign is fine there. To get the draw. That's cool. Chance of us drawing into an agenda are like high enough. But let's go server 1, Trent Grid, draw 1 card. Ooh, a Bran. That's good. Let's definitely put that there. What have we got on HQ? Just a magnet. Oh, we definitely have to install this. Oh, I installed the wrong thing! I was meant to put the virus there. I was meant to put the virus. Yeah, no, my virus was meant to go into server 1. I just clicked on the red card and it was not on the virus. Okay, that's awkward, but that's fine. We'll draw a card with this. We got another brand, that's nice. We'll put this in server 1. Oh, we get another install. How lovely. Magnet. I guess we just ice up the wage workers. Move Vovo. No, he seems good there. Okay, we've got like an actual proper hell server going on here. Do we want to res this drafter? And then do we want to... I think we do, because we can immediately get back the virus, right? So if we pop the virus, like we res the drafter, pop the virus, and then one of the things that we do with the drafter, we just get back the fully op into hand and put the virus back. Oh, but they can devil charm. Oh, balls. I forgot they had a devil charm. Yeah. But at least, yeah. At least it gets like that's removed from game, right? So that would be the second devil charm removed from game. Oh, we get to fire it. I think that's a massive mistake because what we're going to do is we'll definitely add this to HQ and then we're going to put that virus straight back in server 1. Probably drawing a card here. We've got enough money, right? But we are going to potentially draw a ton next turn if we want to. Do we want to Asa something out here? Sure. I think we can wheel out agendas pretty fast. So we will just... Doesn't really cost us much to res these even. 4, 4, 2. I'm going to gain 2 just in case. Is he a more? Is he a hippo? Okay, so that's where... Okay, here they're going in. They're going in for their more. And they're going to clear out this server, which they're then going to use just to farm for us. Which could become a problem. So we really want to draw some ice now. More won't do anything this run. That is correct. They just get their counter back. Yeah, I think potentially at least installing the hippo next turn would have been like the real play. Will res the Nico. Okay, that's an agenda which we could score out. I think we want to draw for another piece of ice for server 2 first, right? So let's draw 2 cards. That's a nice piece of ice. What's better here, the off-world or the architect deployment test? I think it might be the architect deployment test. We'll draw another 2, and then we'll gain some money. Yeah, I think it is the architect. I don't think we want the ASA group trigger here. We'll gain 2, and then we'll put this on server 2. Move Vovo? No. Okay, they're at 2 strength, which is perfect. It means that they are locked out from everywhere. They're just trashing their bankers as they go past them. It's a little unfortunate because I'm sure they were like kind of planning on on playing these. Sick. Okay. Score the ADT pitch for wage workers. Next turn we draw 2. Hopefully draw into Anikwa. Seems alright. Top cards of R&D are Okay, there's no Ikawa coming up. So I think we're scoring out an off-world by installing. I've never been able to do this. I've never got the chance to do this. So if we install the MIC on server 1, we can install the off-world office into server 1, if I'm not mistaken. That leaves a fully op on the top of R&D, which is fine. I can't because ASA. Okay, fine. So do we install the architect deployment test? I think we actually do. Right? They're not getting in here. Do we put the drafter there? Do we need to? I kind of, well, I might want to keep the drafter in case they hippo us. It can be an agenda. You can install with an agenda with the architect deployment test. I just have to show that it is. I think I'm not gonna. No. I'll just gain to. Yeah. That was our deployment test installed. Discard the wage workers. Move over? Nope. And I think there was another off-world underneath, like 2 down, right? So we score out the architect and we install the off-world. Like, this feels fine. Asa feels fine. I don't think Asa needs Rashida. We've got a ton of stuff which gives us draw. And this ludicrous server down here. Yeah, possibly. This is unfortunate that it happens to be a magnet. Like I'm sure, like if this deck was on Banker, I'm sure it would be feeling a lot better than it was. I mean, it started pretty well. You didn't seem to need it at first. You just drew into the exact chisel charm combo like a boss. They had an ace in the hole ready for that server. Okay, so they've got a light the fire somewhere, but we have an ace in the hole to deal with the light the fire server. So here we score out architect deployment test. We will put another architect deployment test in. Architect deployment test into server 1. I think this time we will MIC just to be safe. Gaining 2. What are we throwing out here? Did I forget to put spin doctors in? No one else pointed it out. There are 20 people at least watching this stream right now, and nobody pointed out that there weren't any spin doctors in this bet deck. Alright? So I'm only taking half the blame here. We're rezzing a Hagen here, right? We're not gonna. I should know the top of R&D. I do know the top of R&D, but I also can't remember it. I'm gonna res the Hagen because it's unfortunately kind of destroys them entirely. I wasn't out of influence. I had 3 spare influence. And didn't know what to do with it, so I put in another border control. Right, they can we'll let them right through so they can see the border controls so that they know. Thank you, Janktivist and NetDad, for taking absolutely none of the responsibility here whatsoever. Ace for your ace. Right. I would also say that bearing in mind we were playing against an Alice who was on more, and yeah, they didn't quite get their engine up and running. Um, I didn't miss the spin doctors, but yeah, that was interesting. Oh, also, Janktivist, congratulations on your win on the weekend. That was like a big old tournament and a long one to come in top place at. Thanks for the game. Um, well, Tanuki, this seemed good. You could probably make it better by including the spin doctors, which I forgot to put in. Sorry, we forgot to put in. It was we messed that up communally. Uh, but this just seemed fine. Like we might play this again and see if it feels as good. Do we play it without the spin doctors, just as proof of concept? Maybe. I think it's probably risky. um, is Spin Doctor just holding us back? Is it free slots which we could be doing something better with? Probably not. Like this could definitely be a Spin Doctor. We lose a border control, right? Is the or we lose anoetic voids, but okay, let's be sensible. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of one Vovo, although Vovo felt amazing in that. Maybe we get rid of. I might like the Vovo more than the Regoliths. That's also more draw, which is good. Okay, so that now is potentially a slightly more sensible deck, but we'll find out. Bam. Cool. I think it might feel bad if we match up against an Esser. Absolutely true. Maybe we get lucky and we just put a gatekeeper on archives and hope that that works. Esser is kind of interesting because Esser has, I guess, no, Esser has leaned a lot on Bankar. Can like even the Lamb Begamot lists played free Bankar, right? Izzy QTM have been experimenting with a spinless PD a while back in regular standard. Interesting. I mean, I could take like PD's got a ton of recursion. Um, and hi Izzy, how you doing? If you haven't checked it out, new QTM episodes just come out after forever. God, get it together, folks. Yeah, do more, do more, do more content. Make more thingies. Make more podcasts. We all want them. We're all like gagging for more QTM podcasts. But the last one's really, really good. Fun little kind of bit of a recap on worlds and various other stuff. Yeah, I could see like PD or like playing like a single spin doctor or something in PD. It's got like a ton of recursion anyway. You're fine. Uh, yeah, more in the pipeline. I know. I'm not actually hassling you. Please don't take it like that. I just, you know, like to have good stuff to listen to on the way to work. And that counts as good stuff. That did feel. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because yeah, if they had got like their Alice stuff going, like they didn't run, they played Alice, they didn't run, they didn't even challenge archives, which I think is wild. Like the first thing I'm going to do as Alice before I put anything down and before like Drafter's big problem is find out what their archives ice is. Ah, hello, nice. Um, okay, we're going to Sable this time. Ooh, that doesn't feel great. In a month, expect this weekend CO in the form of interviews between rounds all day. Oh, that sounds awesome considering like there was there was a lot of fun interaction this weekend CO. Uh are we going MIC on HQ or is it Bran on HQ? Neither of them feel good. Mm, I think it might be Bran on HQ. Drafter on R&D. Take a big old credit. Or we draw once for hedge funds which aren't in the deck, so that's a bad idea. We draw once for a Vovo, which is in the deck. Nope. I don't think I want to put that on HQ. So it's gonna be. Oh, but now I can't afford to. Okay, it's gonna be Bran on HQ. I'm gonna fake that I can res that, and I'm gonna put the drafter on R&D. And if I get doofed, then I'm in massive trouble. But like, you don't doof here, right? It makes no sense to because like, what are you draining in terms of money? So I think we're fine. Thunder Art Gallery, that's fun. Okay, Rogue Trade. Like one of the things with Sunset is criminal econ is an issue. Rogue Trading sorts out your criminal econ in a big way. Okay, that's good. That's like great for next turn. So we can go like this with this and take 2 credits. Now we can actually res HQ Ice, which is nice. Um, they can't really afford to trash this Tranquility yet, so we can let them through. Now they can afford to trash the Tranquility. Now they can afford to get through as well. Okay, fine. But at least that's a pinhole gone. One pinhole down. I don't love like I don't love. Oh. Oh, they want to use Ches for credits. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, what are you undoing? Yeah, we'll see what's going on here. I think Sable's probably okay money wise. Okay, we've got lots of code gates, which I don't like double code gate. Okay, that's decent. I think we might go Managam. Like other than an inside job, they're not getting through this. And that would be like credit, inside job, and then they can't get past the Managam. So yeah, there's rogue trading. So we're also expecting some cheap way of getting rid of tags, so some no free lunches, etc. Uh, Res for Nico before I forget. Okay, so this is the kind of deck where now I really want the Spin Doctor, right? We did put him in. We did put him in. Yeah, we might have just got like really lucky last game with uh, I think I might just Like I kind of want to stop the Sable value a little bit and easy pinhole targets and things like that. And buyer bans is likely one of the ways that they're planning on getting rid of stuff. Okay, flood is happening. So we're gonna go slow this turn and hope that they don't like stick down a Docklands an inside job or something wild, or I don't know. Actually, Swift will let them get through a brand. That's problematic. Tunnel vision. Okay, so our remote is okay. Our HQ is gonna get wrecked. Spin Doctor. Good thing we added some Spin Doctors, eh? Um. Hmm. I think we want to go like install. We don't want to install anything else because we want to overdraw here. So we're just going to go like install nothing. Install this in a new remote. Hopefully drawing our like one of seamless. We do not. And then advance once, throwing out 2 agendas. And we're okay. I think I want to score an ADT next. Because we've got more money here. Like finding good stuff. Is probably it. Tunnel vision is a cool option here in terms of a like early pressure tool. I like that. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, using the no free lunch so that they get the Chesva. Love it. Oh, brutal. I guess we res now because now it actually costs them money, right? I think it costs them 4. So that's like something. Wow. Luckily we can res both of these. Oh, unfortunately, like, let's just, okay, they jack out. It's fine. Is there any chance that we let this cook for a minute to either get the Nico campaign rolling or to get the wage workers going? I kind of want this Nico campaign. So I think I'm gonna risk this. Because I also don't know how they get in here without inside job. Obviously, like, I'm just gonna get wrecked by a... No, they're not on... They're not on Hermes. So I'm not gonna get wrecked by Hermes. I'm going to assume they are on Hot Pursuit, so I'm really quite glad, just because it makes so much sense with this engine. So I'm really glad that we've got the Bran on HQ. because we don't want to make that an easy like run for them. Okay, cool. So this was actually like a decent plan because now we can sort of not lose too much tempo on our turn. And get our draw a little bit sooner. Like I want to get the draw 2 off this Nico. As much as like next turn install wage workers behind a magnet, install ADT, take a credit, it's probably fine. Second Chesver. Nice. So there are. Is that all 3 pinholes though? I mean, it makes sense to be on a ton of pinholes because if you're on a ton of Chesvers. But I think we can. We've got to be a bit careful of this twinning building up. Maybe we should be playing Escape Net. Second twinning in the bin. Void is excellent. So I think it's just like Void and ADT, wage workers. Can install. I can get a wage workers click if I want it, but I don't know if I want it. I want the cards in hand. So I think it's just, oh. Right. Amasa. Let's get it right around. This might give away that I've definitely installed an agenda. We'll put that there. I think we either take credit or we draw a card, but I think we are only going to need to fire the void once, so I'm going to just take a credit. Do we res a drafter? I think we do because we don't want them like going back multiple times or using their shares for credits for install. Yeah, we definitely do. Okay, they draw and then I guess they remove the tag. Uh, it's interesting because I think if they remove the tag, then they get the install anyway. I think if you remove the tag with the fire bands, you'd get the install anyway. With gotcha. Okay, so they've got quite the engine like working its way up here. Luckily, we're moving fairly fast, so we can res the wage workers. Quad advance. What do we want here? It's probably the Trank in server 1. Yeah, the Trank in server 1 with the Regolith. Or it's the Vovo in server 1 with the Regolith. Maybe it's Vovo in server 1 with the Regolith. Because then we can res the Regolith for free with the Vovo threat text. That's cool. I really like ADT. I've not really played with it. It's very fun. Oh, and we can move over around. Not that we want to, but that's cool. Do we want to res this Bran? This is their mark. They... I don't think so. I think we just let them through. Like, there's nothing that they massively gain. Other than, like, 1 extra credit, potentially some info. And... Well, this deck technically has quite a lot in it because we've got ooh, spicy. We're resin here, right? We get a draft to fire for like a second time in the game. If we do that, what are we? Are we just installing? Hmm. Are we installing the other wage workers? So is that worth it? This will cost us 6. It's actually quite expensive. But we'll get like potentially we just install this wage worker, or we install this tranquility grid with a magnet, and we put the Managarm back in our hand. Yeah, I think it's worth it. So we'll go tranquil. Oh, I've done it the wrong way. Damn. Sorry. Can you rerun? I triggered the wrong one. Thanks. It's definitely slower, Tanuki, but I think there's definite options, like quite a lot in purple, for instance. Okay, add to HQ. We're going to add the Managarm. We don't have a Tranquility in here, do we? So do we put the Tranquility? No, we don't. Yeah, we'll add the Managarm to HQ, and then we'll put the... it's either a Trank or we put the Nico, but they'll run the Nico. And we won't be able to res it, but we will be able to res this. Let's do the Nico then. With this. We can res this. We can still res the Regolith. I guess potentially now they run HQ and trash both of these. Or they hot pursuit HQ and then we're really sad. I do have 1 tag currently. Tread lightly is a cool option that they have here. Like they've this is like this feels a lot better thought out than their Alice deck. Like they have worked out some alternative econ options. They have like an alternative like early pressure option. I mean, not that this isn't used anyway. Like Koita took a tunnel vision deck very, very hard. Wow, where are they going here? In here? They can't get in here, but they can try. Luckily, this only costs us 1 credit to res. Do like the Vovo. Let's draw 3 cards. You see, there we go. There's our draw. We also knew what these were going to be. We won't shuffle any into R&D. I guess now we can't res this, so they should go and trash it. They don't, which is great. We have exactly enough credits to res it, which is nice. So we haven't found our border control yet. Oh no, but they're not going to be on Light the Fire, so we're all right here. So I think we res that for 0 credits, which is great. We'll click it twice. And then put probably the wage workers. And I think we put something in front of it. It might be the Hagen. Quite like the Hagen for the scoring server. So maybe we put the MIC in front of it. We're probably not resing that MIC. But maybe it's just like a bit scary. Server 3 with one of those. Move Vovo. We probably should move Vovo now. Let's move him to server 3. Oh, now we can res the MIC as well. 4 credits. Seems alright. Potentially putting it on HQ is a thing. Carpe Diem. Seems like a pretty decent card here. Like when you've not got dirty laundries, you've got dirty laundry at home. Oh, they're seeing a ton of cards as well. Scary. There's one. They've got about 10 gajillion more clicks to go. Like, I wonder, I can't even remember if Koita's Sable deck was on Boomerangs. I kind of assume it was, but I think it might have only been on 2. And maybe you could put back stitchings in? I guess Tunnel Vision is already dealing with your mark. Maybe you do need... I reckon that would be a fun deck to look at. Like their deck from Worlds, which was just Amakua, Leech, Tunnel Vision. Like as a interesting runner option. Okay, their engine's really cooking now. But so's ours. And we even get to res our wage workers for 0 credits, which is sick. So we'll click, click, click. And then we'll put the Trank and the Managarm into server 1. And hopefully we can move... Do we want to move this back? Do we want to just keep it here? This is resing this for 6. So we either save 2 credits or we save 3 credits. I think I'll move it into here. We do want to get... Oh, I forgot I wanted to get Hagen on here. So this should have been install Tranquility, install Hagen. Although I wonder if they have any other breakers. They might not have real breakers. I wonder how. So they're just planning to win on Centrals, which is cool if you're on Deep Dive, but I don't think, like, at most they're on one Deep Dive. Because they've got two Twinnings and, like, three Biobands. I mean, they've got a lot of money. Maybe you could play Ingolo as a, like, Crim. Like, if you have this much money, then you don't really care, do you? It's not a great breaker right now. Wow, free Shezva. Right, we really need to draw some agendas because if they all stay in R&D, we're going to get a bit stuffed. Surely we draw one now, and if not, we spin Doctor to find one. We can put it behind this magnet, which is nice. Okay, draw two. Not found one there. Uh, draw two. There's one. Do we want to draw more is the big question. They can get past this brand. Yeah, sure. I think you need another option for getting into remotes. The ADT is actually perfect here, right? Because we can use it to find our next agenda. So I think we don't draw anymore. We'll just, because we're going to put the ADT in Hagen here. We're going to put the Spin Doctor here. We could draw two. I just don't want to draw them all into HQ. I love it. Very much my kind of jam. Uh, yeah, let's just gain money here. We'll res the Trank Grid for 0 credits, which feels sick. We'll put this in here. I mean, we've got a ton of money. We could have more draw if we wanted it, so we're kind of all right. Asa Verhagen will again just gain 2 and then install a Spin Doctor in here. Move Vovo? No, thank you. We can now, like, res everything twice if we want to. Hello, hello. Good evening. How we doing? We're playing a little bit of Sunset today. Uh, trying out Asa, which has felt fine. To be quite honest, we will res a brand just because we can. I mean, they can probably break. I mean, it probably costs them exactly this to break it, I would imagine. Do we get deep dived here? If they deep dive us, do they win? Yeah, maybe. I think we're getting deep divin here. So we kind of want to now draw, to try and draw the agendas into hand. Okay, we've got one into hand. That's a good start. Yeah. Ah, balls. Um, couldn't find the agendas early enough, apart from the 4 or 5 I drew in the first 3 turns. So maybe draw is an issue. I thought it was feeling fine, but like to be fair, we kind of needed to be scoring out much sooner, right? Um, this was better without the spin doctors. Just saying, you know. Uh, I definitely think purple decks should be running 3 red level clearance. Interesting. I think I'd prefer sprint. Have you got a deep dive in there? I maybe count enough influence for one. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe you are secretly a reprise deck. Joyride for more draw. Wow. Wow. That's quite a wild splash. But draw is good. Um, I guess like tunnel vision does make Joyride a bit more consistent, and you have plenty of opportunity to install the stuff you draw. Um, yeah, this is kind of interesting. I wonder what you. Uh, I think you just need a turtle or two to give you remote options. Um, yeah, this is kind of really interesting. If this is literally the whole deck is purely like we're gonna run tunnel vision and I'm just gonna hammer centrals. Uh, Wild, but it worked against us. I mean, to be fair, we were like doing the Asa thing, and we did the Asa thing in terms of we lost on remotes. We lost on centrals. That's the Asa way, right? Um, so yeah, I don't know if that was particularly conclusive, as my streams usually are oh so conclusive. But this did feel fine. I think I probably just played it a bit wrong, and maybe this wants something like. I mean, what would you do in standard? Like, you wouldn't have had anything additional in standard apart from Rashida for the speed, and maybe that's what I was missing because I wasn't drawing into the stuff potentially quick enough. Um, so like sprints. Um, yeah, sprints might have been good or something like that. But like, where do you find slots for that kind of thing in here? I don't know. Like, there's already no hedge funds. I really liked the Nikos for what it's worth. That like little burst of additional draw when they tick down, that felt great. Um, the regolith was slow and probably what cost us the game. So I think like you drop the regolith and you find more draw options, or like you do the Andre thing and you play free Vovo, because I kind of down with that. Like if you got Vovo in a server, you feel quite secure that you can probably res like everything. Um, and especially like this is a deck which will get to threat 4, which is normally a bit of a problematic. Like it's much harder to get to threat 4, but in this exact style of deck, then you're going to get to threat 4. So you're actually going to get his threat text, and then you're going to be able to do things like res Managarms. I guess you don't have much. Like it's Managarms, Mavirus you get a bonus from. You may get to res some Nikos for free, which is pretty nice. I mean, we even got to res like wage workers and stuff for free, but I think that was because we were going a bit too slow. So like maybe you just want, like you could take out the regolith and just see if you had enough money. We felt like we had a ton of money that game. We also didn't draw like fully ops, right? Until pretty late on. So I think you get rid of this. Maybe you play a sprint in its place and you call it a deck. It like genuinely didn't feel too bad without Rashida's. It just was obviously a little bit slower. Um, with that, I'm probably gonna call it a night for tonight. Go back and watch me get wrecked and then wreck in Eternal earlier if you want to see that. You get to see uh, what my Arasana deck can do and what my sports deck failed to do. Other than that, I will hopefully see you all again next week. Have fun with whatever you do until then. And I feel like there was one bit of news I was meant to say before I left. Can't remember what it is. So I really can't. Oh, I guess I'll probably see people, or maybe speak to a couple of people at the CBI. I assume I'll try and record my games from the CBI, but it is pretty late start. So whether I can actually do that because of like noise levels, I might have to just record them and then do commentary at a later point. We'll find out. But maybe I will play against some of you at the CBI next weekend. And with that,